Today on episode 120 of Typical Chicago Fans, we have Sinkers and Floaters, the TCF Sports Minute, our media recommendations, college football week 11 preview, our everyday Madden Ratings fall edition, our NFL week 10 pick show, and a TCF top 3 of best college basketball arenas. Let's roll. Hello and welcome to episode 120 of Typical Chicago Fans, brought to you by our incredible sponsor, Connect Roasters Coffee. Make sure to check them out at connectroasters.com. Make sure to follow us on Twitter at typical_Chicago. Head to the Facebook and Instagram pages. Give those pages a like. Head on over to YouTube. Subscribe to our channel there. Just type in Typical Chicago Fans and hit the red subscribe button. You can follow us on Apple Podcasts. Make sure to subscribe, rate, and review while you're there. And follow us as well on Spotify, Spreaker, Google Podcasts, wherever you get your podcasts. We are there as well. Make sure you follow the gentleman that I'm joined with tonight. We have Zach at Z, Lilia TCF, and Maddie at schools_01. You can find me at Boomy TCF on Twitter. Make sure to check out Beer Baseball Repeat on Instagram to check out the newest TCF merch. I'm wearing a shirt right now. It is incredible. It's the athletic fit. A little bit higher quality, a little bit extra money, but very much worth every single penny. The weather's going to start getting cold here. We're supposed to get snow here soon. Some great hoodies on the website as well. Beer Baseball Repeat on Instagram. But like I said, boys, we're supposed to be getting some snow here. Are you all ready for the winter weather we got coming right around the corner?
Absolutely not.
Good answer.
That's real?
Yeah, it's supposed to snow over the weekend, I think.
That can't be real.
That's what I heard.
That's awful news to hear, Boomy.
I'm sorry to break it to you, Zach.
Yeah, way to start off the podcast.
I don't think it's going to get cold enough to stick, but I could be wrong. But yeah,
if it's snowing, that's just awful.
Yeah, absolutely. And it should only be in a perfect world. It starts snowing on Christmas Eve and it ends on New Year's Day. That's it. That's all the snow I need.
I hate it.
I'm not ready for it. I know right now I gotta start thinking about like getting the snowblower fired up, like that kind of stuff. You're starting to think about, cold nights, cold mornings, scraping your windows off, like starting your car. Like, it fucking sucks, dude. I'm just not ready for it.
Yeah, bummer. Yeah, real bummer to start this thing, Boomy.
Yeah, thanks for getting us off to a real good kick there, Boomy.
Sorry, maybe I will be very wrong and we won't get any snow and we won't have to worry about any of this. I also am realizing that I put shot my mouth off way back in the summer. I said I was going to get a snowblower for the summer because last winter was just miserable with shoveling and paying people to, get my driveway. And now I'm realizing that it's November 16th and I'm sorry, not November. So what is it? The 13th. I don't even know what day it is. And I don't have a snowblower. So, yeah, I'm an idiot. We can all accept that.
Go pay top dollar now.
But hey, exactly. I know what you did do. You got a car with 4-wheel drive now. So
that is true.
That's your form of getting a snowblower.
Yeah, unfortunately, out here in the middle of nowhere, 4-wheel drive isn't going to get me through those 3-foot drifts. So hopefully we don't have a winter like we did last year. Knock on wood, anyway. That's obviously a huge floater for all of us. But speaking of that, I'm sorry, sinker. That's not a floater at all. Let's jump into sinkers and floaters. No, it's only a floater for lunatics like my mom who likes snow. My sinker is Elf on the Shelf, and that is because as we know, Christmas is right around the corner, and a Georgia judge banned Elf on the Shelf. Now, come to find out, he was joking about it, but he said, and I quote, "Tired of living in Elf on the Shelf's tyranny, not looking forward to Elf forgetting to move and causing your kids emotional distress. I'm a public servant and will take the heat for you. My gift to tired parents." So he's banning it so these parents don't have to worry about it. Matt, I don't know if you guys do Elf on the Shelf at the house, but if you lived in Marietta, Georgia, you'd be off the hook because this nice judge is taking the heat for forgetting to move it and all that good stuff. But he's banning it. So
it's funny you bring that up. It's Maggie just asked me the other day. She's like, if we're gonna do it, this is the year we got to start. You know, he's 3. It's right at the time where you start doing some of those tradition things that they start remembering and taking part in. I said no dice. She agreed. So Elf on the Shelf is not going to happen in this house. If we have to, we'll use the judge's orders, present it to him and show him that in a court of law, he has no argument. That's about what it comes down to, you know. Can't overturn the courts, kid. It's just the way.
Exactly. It's the judicial system for a reason, okay?
Yeah, it's 3 chambers. That's the most important one.
Start teaching him, bicameral legislation and all that good stuff, democracy and all that.
Let's nerd it up.
No Elf on the Shelf because of the legislation.
That's not a very funny joke either.
No.
You might want to work on his jokes.
When, Zach, it's a lot funnier when you need to weaponize Christmas against your tyrant 3-year-olds. Okay, so just
no. What I mean, the joke about banning it.
No, it's.
That's a bad joke. You said he was just trying to be funny. Like, that's not even funny.
Well, I think he was just trying to maybe get in people's good graces. I mean, but
then he came out and said it's not true. So.
Yeah, but my kid doesn't know that, and he can't see that order. I just give him the facts of what I see, and that's the order.
That's true.
So no Elf on the Shelf for you guys.
No Elf on the Shelf. It's been decided.
That's wild.
We've got different traditions. Ones that don't require me waking up and doing something dumb in case I forget. Then I get held hostage by a tyrant 3-year-old.
I guess I don't understand that, Maddie.
You'll see someday. Trust me.
We'll see. My sinker is leaves. Taking care of
are you serious? That was gonna be mine. I had no idea.
We'll do a joining one here because they suck. They have this thing in town that they go around and they suck up all the leaves. So if you put it close, they put them close to the road. But like one day you do it, and then the next day there's just more, and it's just like a never-ending cycle.
See, like what we got to do is I got to bag them, and like the garbage company picks it up like every week during when they send a third truck like for the recycling the garbage and then the landscape waste. So like you said, every fucking Saturday it dumps like from the prior week. I think I'm up to 13 bags on the year so far of leaves. I still have like one tree that hasn't dropped shit. I got one tree that just dumped everything this week. This is gonna be ridiculous this weekend. I'm gonna be sitting in fucking piles of leaves, just piles.
That's wild.
Up to your eyeballs in leaves.
Yeah, it's nuts, dude. I bet you.
And then the next day there's more.
I'm gonna set the over under at bags to the bags on the curb on Tuesday night next week is gonna be 10.5.
Ooh.
I'm going 11.
I'm gonna go under just because I'm holding out hope for you, man.
All right. Let it be known here. Zach took the over. Boomy took the under, and there 10.5.
Make sure you're following our daily gambling picks on typical_Chicago on Twitter.
I might have to live stream the bagging process if it's getting close.
That's true. Yeah, if it's getting contentious.
And then Tuesday the reveal.
Yep.
Hey.
Absolutely.
Half a bag does count too, so
I'm nervous. I'm nervous.
I'm very nervous. My floater, on the other hand, is doctors, and that is because a Rhode Island man has made us all not be able to give up on things here, and that is because a Rhode Island man has earned his PhD, becoming a physicist at the ripe young age of 89 years old. We could come up with a million excuses why we don't want to do things. This guy is 89 years old and just became a doctor, okay? Literally, you can do anything that you put your mind to because that is insane. 89.
It's a lot of work. It's a lot of work.
Shout out to Manfred Steiner, who finished his dissertation and not even did this online. He did this through Brown University. He didn't do this through a local state college. He did this through freaking Brown.
Can I say something?
Are you going to hate on Manfred Steiner?
I'm not going to hate on anything. I'm not going to hate on anything. How old is this guy?
I was for sure you were going to call him a tryhard.
Well, how old is this guy?
89.
He went through all that work.
Zach?
Is he ever gonna how long is he gonna be a doctor for?
Yeah, that's a good question.
You know what I mean?
I agree.
You just spent the last however many years trying to be a doctor. I can't really put that to use very much.
And frankly, who the fuck's gonna go to an 89-year-old doctor anyway? So even if you do get, I'm not gonna switch my doctor to some random 89-year-old. It's not gonna happen.
Yeah,
first year.
Yeah, let's be real here.
But good for
he's
him.
He's actually been retired for 21 years, it says.
I'm all for a Cinderella story, but this is it doesn't mean I need to
Yeah, good for him. I love the motivation there, but
yeah, I'm rooting for him. I'm just I'm not gonna be contributing, so to say.
Yeah, I understand. Shout out Manfred Steiner, though.
Yeah, good for you,
name.
buddy. Good for you, buddy.
Yeah, that's a really quality name.
That's an 8.7 name right there, I think.
That is up there. That's a really good score, Matt. I appreciate that.
My floater is projects around the house. Starting to get cold outside, gets dark early. This is when you start getting your projects done around the house because during the summer, spring and fall, you're always out golfing or having some fun outside because it's nice outside.
Yeah,
Maddie, I'm
sure
sorry.
You are.
What? I'm out golfing.
I know. I'm just giving you a hard time.
But now you're cold. It's inside, especially when it gets dark at 4:35, which is just awful. You gotta have something to do so you don't just go straight to bed. Projects around the house. It's that time of year, boys. It's my second year doing that, so I'm just getting more and more done. I'm excited. I had some stuff done tonight. I had a new thermostat put in by my dad. I think Boomy's also going to try and get one of those.
I'm going to have to recruit your dad or somebody because when I try and do it, it's probably a trip to
Guys, I also have to
electrocution.
I have to say something. I'm 26. I got this Google Home, and I realized that you can call people off of it. So I called my dad. And I thought it was one of the funnest things ever because it's not even through your phone. It's just straight through the Google Home calling them.
Oh.
And I'm like, this
is
is
video
awesome.
Chatting and stuff?
No, it's you just go straight through the speaker.
Nice.
That's
awesome.
pretty much like you're on speakerphone. And I'm I'm just sitting there just having a ball with it.
Just living in the year 3000.
Put a new thermostat in for me.
Well, that's just being an adult. Being an adult, stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. That sounds like a really quick way for me to electrocute myself. So.
Yeah, that's the reason I had my dad do that. So.
Yeah, that's. As we all know, I'm very injury prone, so I tend to avoid electricity at all costs.
Yeah, Boomy asked me if I did the project. I said no, my dad did. He goes, darn, I'm gonna need some help. I go, well, I think he'll help.
Yeah. Yep, I have to call up Uncle Dave and put him to work. Maddie, what's your floater?
All right, you guys have probably seen the all these big barges and shit floating out in the harbors. Can't get anywhere to unload. Everyone's freaking out about the supply chain for Christmas and are we going to get everything from Amazon that we're ordering and everyone's not going to get their Christmas presents on time and the big freak out that's going on? Well, I had my first.
Well, now that you bring it up, Maddie.
What's that?
Well, now that you bring it up, now I'm thinking about it.
That's why it's my floater, boys, because I went up against the supply chain battle last night. Christmas present of the year that my kid wants. The only thing he'll tell us that he wants is this.
PS5.
I can't say in case he's listening, but it's the.
He'll say, whoa! He might be listening.
You remember Jingle All the Way with Arnold Schwarzenegger, the Turbo Man? That's the toy of the year. It's basically the same kind of thing. This is this kid's toy of the year, and we can't fucking get it anywhere. It's everybody has sold out. Every store you can think of is sold out. It's only offered on eBay, all these third party sellers, and it's jacked up big time in price, 3 or 4 times what the normal price is.
Jesus.
Well, I go on Target. It's empty on their website or on their app. I hit the little notify me button. I get a neat little notification last night at 11. There's some in stock. Whoa, sweet. Jump on it right away. I go on. It will not let me buy anything. It says there's 10 in stock. It won't let me buy one. All right, so we'll fast forward to this morning. I wake up. Wife asked me, hey, did you end up getting Turbo Man this year? Nope, I didn't. So grab my phone again. go back to Target's website. Still same thing, nothing on there on their app. Flip the little notify me button again, because once you get notified once, that's a little trick. They bump your notifications. So you got to go back, flip it again. No less than 15 seconds later, I get a notification. The item that the item you're looking for is in stock. Fucking hit the buy now, Apple Pay. The shit's going to be here tomorrow, boys. I got
Let's
it.
go.
6 weeks before Christmas. Supply chain this.
Let's
Look
go.
at Maddie.
Maddie's beat the system.
Maddie supply chain, what?
Who?
Doesn't exist to Matt.
So,
I
Dad
love
of the
it.
Year for 12 minutes, by the way.
Absolutely.
There you go.
Come up. Speaking of that, it's also a good opportunity, with the supply chain and everything. Like I talked about earlier, if you're, having issues getting your stuff, Connect Roasters coffee. Everybody loves coffee. Get yourself some Connect Roasters coffee and get some TCF merch. That stuff's shipped real quick. I ordered like 8 or 9 items, and I had them all within 10 days. So make sure you go to Beer.
I got an idea for a contest, boys. I think we should put together a sponsor basket and give it away for like a little Christmas raffle. We'll buy one shirt from Beer Baseball Repeat. We'll throw in one TCF shirt, and we'll throw in some Connect Roasters coffee, maybe a couple maybe some little extras of from there that we can find. And
I love it.
We'll figure out a way to raffle it off. So stay tuned. We got to figure something out for that.
All in the spirit of Christmas or whatever holiday you celebrate.
Or
the holiday
we
season.
raise money. That's the giveaway on a raffle, like a 50-50. We donate the money to a charity for Christmas. Now we're cooking with gas here, boys.
I love it. I absolutely love it.
Maddie's got ideas.
Maddie the inventor. What a guy. We'll definitely get back to that. But let's move into the TCF Sports Minute. Of course, we got to start off with the hottest team in Chicago. That is the Bulls, 8-3.
Bulls.
Bulls. We got Colby coming back here soon. He's been assigned to the G League affiliate, the Windy City team.
I think they played tonight. Did he play with them, or is he just practicing?
I believe. I don't know if he played tonight or not.
I know they played, so I don't know if he was on the roster tonight or if he. Because I did see him practicing with the team yesterday.
Yeah, they did say he's hoping to be back for the West Coast trip, which is coming up here soon. So it's nice to have the reinforcements coming for that. And obviously, we had talked about this before the show. Vooch is going to be out for a little while now, COVID protocols and all that good stuff.
At least 10 days.
Yeah, that one's tough. Especially we've talked countless times about how much help they're going to need in the post with him there, and now you're down that you're going to have much smaller lineups. But the fact of the matter is this team has not quit on anything. They're in every game. I mean, they're getting huge contributions out of Levine and DeRozan. I mean, Lonzo Ball's having nights where he's going off, and then defensively they're able to put the clamps on when they need to. It's really fun to watch this team. We've talked about it, since AK took over, and you're finally starting to see the fruits of that labor in some of those really, really dry seasons. But it's been a lot of fun, and I mean 8-3, and you handled Dallas at home pretty easily. The night what was that, Wednesday night? So it's like there's going to be some rough games here and there, especially with Vooch being out. But like at the end of the day, this team is very talented, and I think is going to make a nice little run in the playoffs. I know we're way too early to be talking
DeMar DeRozan really fucking good.
Yeah, and remember everybody said he was the worst free agent signing in the NBA.
See, and I'm not gonna toot my own horn. I was actually pretty excited about that one, but it was more, kind of just lack of how he's played the last couple of years, and more going off of how he was with Toronto when I was probably a little bit more into the NBA a few years ago, as opposed to the last couple. But getting a guy like that to go with Levine and not, you can't double Levine all the time. There's just too many. There's two guys that can score on their own, and that's so huge.
And it's just the way everyone's pairing together and how everyone's like started to play as a
play
team.
Off each other really well.
Yeah, they've only played how many games, Boomy, did you say?
11.
11 games together, and they're making passes like that one from Lonzo to Levine. Like, that's just chemistry already.
There was a possession, and I love these. You see them all the time on Twitter. There was a possession where someone drives baseline, they kick the corner, and then they make 3 quick passes, and by then you have the defense in a spin cycle, and you're going to end up, if you're playing unselfish basketball and you're willing to give it up, and I have to credit my dad on this. This is one of his famous sayings as a coach, giving up a good shot for a great shot. And they've had multiple games where they've had those kinds of possessions where they're giving up good to average shots for great wide open shots. And, to see that kind of flowing, it's really fun to watch.
Yeah, it's exciting. And I think however the season plays out, it's going to be fun to watch the Bulls every single game.
It's appointment television now. It
Mhm.
really is. I mean, I know, my schedule's getting hectic, but like I know when Bulls games are, and I know if I can, I got to make it home or I'm on my phone, watching it there. But on the other side of things at the Madhouse, we got the Blackhawks. Picked up a couple wins under the new coach. 3-9-2 as of right now. Seth Jones gets on the board the other night. Maddie, you seen any improvement under Coach King?
Well, and I don't want to sound just like I'm just rehashing what like Chief says, but I mean Seth Jones. I don't know why people don't like that guy or think he sucks because that dude's fucking awesome. I don't get it. I don't get the hate towards the guy. Fine if you want to say he's overpaid. Fine, you don't want to pay a defenseman who's not like the top 5 defensemen in the league. He's a first pairing defenseman. There's absolutely no question about it.
Yeah.
I don't know why people freak out about it. He's young. He's a super good athlete. He's big. He's got a good shot. That guy's fine. So let's stop with the anti Seth Jones stuff. So that where we can we'll start there. The rest of the team, they look better. It's nice to see Dylan Strome making an appearance because I don't know what the hell that was about.
Yeah. Thought he just
I don't know if it
disappeared off
was just
the
a
face of
system
the
thing.
earth.
I don't know if it was Colleton didn't feel like he had a line to plug him into or what, but he's more talented than some of these guys that are playing, and just from a production standpoint. And he's not the best athlete, he's not the fastest skater, but the guy still can score. He's a good facilitator. He's not bad defensively down the middle. So it's nice to see him playing again, but they dug themselves such a big hole right off the bat, and that's hard to dig out of. Not a lot of people do what the Blues did, and we're at one point the worst team in the league, and then go on to win the cup the same year. And I don't see that happening with this team. I think they're on the right track with just cleaning house, though. And the only thing is, I do think you could see the rest of the house being cleaned out if they continue down this track. Meaning, I think you could start seeing the front office approaching Kane and Taves about seeing if they could be willing to accept the trade. And I don't necessarily think Kane and Taves want to. They've accomplished everything they need to. They're comfortable in Chicago. They like it there. They want to be there. Their families are there, that kind of thing. And they've made those kind of comments. And what more do those guys have to achieve, really? I mean, unless they're trying to stack rings, they've already got 3. It's not like they have anything to prove. They're both Hall of Famers. Kane's probably going to go down as the best American hockey player of all time. So I don't think the people that are rushing to say that they should trade him or whatever. I don't necessarily think they should get their hopes up about something like that. But that being said, it wouldn't have shocked me if the Hawks approached him about it at some point.
No, and I think you saw it last week with Jack Eichel getting traded, that it wouldn't. I mean, you've got to be prepared with, especially when you're at the bottom and you're, attempting a rebuild. We saw it with the Cubs this summer, and it sucks. I mean, we talk about, how much, it kind of dug in deep when, Rizzo and Bryant and Javi got traded. At the end of the day, those guys have been around for, 6-7 years. If we're getting into it, with Kane and Taves, we're talking about guys that have been around for a decade and a half. It'd be a different feeling, but at the end of the day, it's still a business, and it would suck. But if you get the right package for it,
well, I can tell you right now, if it was a first rounder next year, and Jonathan Taves to land like a Jack Eichel, I'd be fucking doing that in a heartbeat.
Yeah, oh, absolutely. So, Zach, I know you're a big appointment television with the Bulls. Have you watched much of the Hawks lately?
Yeah, it's nice to see them. I think, are they 2-0 with the new coach?
2-0-1, I think. Yeah, they just won in overtime the other night. I think they might be 2-0 actually.
Yeah, you might.
And they blew a lead too, and kind of ended up winning the shootout. So
that's right. That was when we were recording the other night. The other Chicago team we got to talk about, the Bears, bye week this week. What do you guys got to say about the performance from Monday night? I thought they put up a good fight. Where do you go from here, I guess, is the biggest question. Do you keep, trying to build up Justin Fields' performance?
You should be happy with Monday night. It kind of worked out perfectly in a way. Yes, the call was awful. The refs, awful against the Bears. But we don't really maybe the last spot or whatever, the playoffs, but we're not going to be competing for the playoffs. And to see Justin Fields compete like that, play so well down the stretch when you need him to, that makes you feel good. And I'm excited to have a good quarterback, hopefully, going forward.
I think Cole Kmet kind of subbed it. I believe it was him. They caught on video talking to Justin Fields after the game and said, "That's all right. We'll build off of that one." And I think that's what you got to do is you got to take it. You got to take it in stride. You lost the game, but at the end of the day, you saw a lot of positives. And you have a bye week now, and I think that's going to be huge. Getting ready for you got 2 weeks till your next game, and you go from there. You got to watch the film. What did he do right? What can we do better? What can we do better to protect him? But outside of that, there was positives to build off of. And if you have a bye week after, like you said, you build off it and you go from there. And hopefully you come out and, what is it, week 12, week 11, show what you got.
Yeah, primary goal number one at this point is developing Fields. That's
good week. Good week for a bye week.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Yeah, it is because as well as he played, it's nice to go back. He's coming off a little confidence, get some rest, get the body recharged a little bit, and it seems like he's one of those kind of the video nerds and the locker room nerds where he's kind of just going to go kind of sink his teeth into the tape a little bit the last few weeks, and you hope he's going to utilize a week to get better too. So that's the best case scenario, and hope he keeps playing well and getting better every week because he's looking like he could be the real deal, and that's pretty exciting.
100%. Before we move into our media recommendations, we got to give a big shout out to our newest sponsor, Connect Roasters Coffee, the best coffee around. We've talked about them twice now. Here's the third time. Like I said, best coffee around. They work with our guy, Dom Frederick and Ian Hepp. Zach loves their coffee. Zach's mom loves their coffee. These people would not drink bad coffee, folks. Make sure that you head to their website, connectroasters.com. Follow them on Twitter @ConnectRoasters. Pick you up some Connect Roasters coffee. If you're a Foxtrot Market in the city or a Dom's, you can get some there. Possibly more stores coming soon. Make sure you check out their website, connectroasters.com. Boys, media recommendations this week. Do you want me to start? I've got a decent little show, I think. That all right with you? Zach, if you're talking, you're muted. Matt, you're muted.
Go ahead. Sorry, go ahead.
No, I was waiting on you. You said you were going first.
No, I asked if I should go first.
Go ahead.
All right. The show is called Midnight Mass on Netflix. I'm only a couple episodes in, but so far, if you watch Friday Night Lights, Matt Saracen, the quarterback, big shout out Matt Saracen, love that guy. But it's kind of a thriller show, a little bit of a spooky show. But it's only like 9 or 10 episodes. So make sure you check out Midnight Mass on Netflix. I've been very impressed with that for the first 3 episodes. And I don't care if you want to call me names. I love the show You. That is on new season on Netflix. Wild thriller. I think I got into it in the middle of the pandemic, and they just released a new season. So Midnight Mass and You. It's pretty big name shows, but if you haven't checked those out yet, check those out ASAP.
Mine, I was talking to Boomy before. It's just sports. It's sports in general. That's all I watch is sports.
Well, we gotta find you a Netflix series.
I will throw out one. I like Succession. That's a great show.
Okay, that's HBO, right?
Yeah, it's my favorite show right now.
Okay, I was gonna say, man, we gotta find you. So I know you got the 5 TV setup.
I'm waiting for the last season of Peaky Blinders.
I still got to get into that one. I keep hearing good things. There's a new
one
coming out soon. Maddie, what do you got?
I'm gonna go to the Netflix documentary category, and it's going to be Britney versus Spears. Top-notch documentary about the conservatorship that Britney Spears was living under with her, ruled by her father, and what a wild ride that whole thing was. Yeah. My God, and man, she is top 5 entertainer of my entire lifetime in terms
of
of
100%.
And it's just crazy what happened.
Unbelievable talent, unbelievable story. Mom, dad, sister just all railroaded the living shit out of her for so long and fucked her head up so badly. Feel awful for her in so many ways watching that, but it was just like one of those stories where it's like makes you realize that celebrities are people too in a lot of ways, and it's like, man, they just granted they have a lot of things that everybody needs, and that's money, but with that comes so much bullshit too, and can't undersell when a family gets off the rails with someone else's money, things can go sour real quick.
Absolutely. Then the whole conservatorship is nuts. I mean, because it's originally designed for the elderly that like can't take care of themselves. Yeah, exactly. And then they're using it against, Brittany, who was, I believe they started it when she was like in her late 20s, early 30s. And it's like, what are we doing here? And obviously it's been going on for years and years and years. So, I've got to check that one out. I think I got that on my list.
It was a wild ride. Wait till you see how much money her dad was paying himself as conservator.
I don't even want to think about it.
Disturbing amount of money.
I don't even want to think about it.
I think it was.
Good God. All right, boys, very excited to get into the Week 11 preview for the college football season. Before we know it, bowl season's going to be here, and we've got some good games this weekend. Let's keep it in-state here real quick. NIU moves to 7-3 with a huge win over Ball State, comes from behind, field goal at the buzzer to win the game, take down Ball State, bring back the Browns. On stock back to DeKalb. That was great. NIU is in the driver's seat.
That's an amazing trophy.
Yeah, that is a really cool trophy. It definitely belongs in DeKalb, Illinois. That's for sure. Yeah. Northwestern, they're sitting at 3-6. They are most likely not going to a bowl this year. Illinois, huge win at Minnesota last week. They moved to 4-6, not completely out of it. They're on a bye week this week.
Then that team confuses me.
Very confusing. If they can somehow upset Iowa, then they get Northwestern in the last weekend. That puts them at 6-6 at bowl eligibility. So who knows what could happen with the Illini? They're, like you said, Zach, very confusing. They play to their competition a lot. So we'll see what happens when they go to Iowa next week. And then in the FCS level, we've got Western at 2-8, Eastern at 1-9. Illinois State moves to 4-5, and unfortunately, Southern Illinois fell to Missouri State last week. They are at 6-3 and have dropped to 15th in the FCS ranking. But there's still a good chance they're going to make that playoff. But let's get into some national games. We got a lot of good games with some good ranked teams and some close spreads. Starting off at 11 a.m., we got Oklahoma going on the road to Baylor. Oklahoma's ranked 8th. Baylor is 13th. Oklahoma is a 5.5-point favorite. I kind of like Oklahoma here, but I also don't know if I trust Oklahoma here. What do you guys think?
I would say whatever the over is, take it right now. These teams will be scoring a lot of points.
Yeah, that's a good point. Maddie, what do you got? Other than being on mute.
Yeah.
So I try to be fucking respectful and not talk and listen, just be quiet, not chirp in the background. No, I kind of like Oklahoma. Caleb Williams is playing really well. He's got that offense kind of humming again. Probably stick with the Sooners there.
And I think Baylor's, they're kind of fraud. Like, I don't know. I don't
know about a fraud. Dave Aranda's he's a really good coach. He's got that team
a
bit above their skis, it seems like. But I don't know. I think Oklahoma is just, they know they've got to win. They've got to just keep the train moving. And I think it's a game that they're going to kind of plow through.
That's a good point. Moving to the SEC, also at 11 a.m., we have Mississippi State and Auburn. At Auburn, Auburn is the 17th ranked team in the country. They're also a 5.5-point spread. Do the Mississippi State Bulldogs, who are ranked in the college football playoff towards the bottom, do they have enough to go into Auburn and knock off the Tigers?
I would think yes, but then it's Auburn and it's a home game. This college football season is so confusing.
Yes.
Because it's definitely
other than you have your Georgia, you have Alabama, and then you just have a bunch of like almost the same teams.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it. There's not like, especially teams ranked like between 10 and 25. There's not a lot of like stuff separating them. I feel like any of them could, lose any given Saturday. I don't know. I think Auburn at home, that's going to be hard, but it's hard to get a beat on this. Maddie, you got anything?
No, I'm not a big fan of Bo Nix. I think Mississippi State's kind of one of those scrappy teams, a little bit better than what people thought going into the season. Mike Leach is always going to have a team that's capable of moving the ball down the field, so kind of lean towards Mississippi State in that one.
All righty. In a pick'em, we've got number 6 Michigan going to Penn State at 11 a.m. Give me the Wolverines all day.
Oh, yeah. I think Michigan's a way better team.
Absolutely. And I'll be honest, if this was a whiteout game at 7 p.m., I might be thinking a little bit different. This is an early kickoff. Give me the Wolverines all day.
I'm with you, Boomy.
Another one in the Big Ten at 2:30. We have Purdue, who's been playing, causing some problems. They were the ones that beat Iowa. They go to a number 4 Ohio State. Ohio State minus 20.5. Is there any chance Purdue can regain that magic and take down the Buckeyes?
No, but I think they cover.
You do? You like them plus 20.5?
I had Nebraska last week plus 14. That covered. I'll take Purdue.
All right. Maddie, what do you got?
I usually try to go against the team that kind of shocked the world the week before a little bit. And I think Purdue, I guess it wasn't that shocking since, I think everybody in here bet them. I did. I had a money line. I had them spread. So I don't know how shocking it was, but it was still like, based on the spread, based on the numbers, it was an upset. So I'd probably go against Purdue this week myself.
Yeah, I was trying to think of the same thing. I tend to kind of think along the same lines of, not taking. I don't know how much they can ride that high or capture that again. And
they're another one of those scrappy ass teams though too. They kind of look games up. They can slow games down. They've got a good running attack, and defense is bad. So I don't think them.
We talked about it earlier with Oklahoma. Yeah, I think that they're in a similar boat though. That is a lot of points, but I think they're kind of like Oklahoma here, where they know they have to win, and they know they have to win in convincing fashion because the 2 through 6 teams in the college football rankings are kind of in a logjam, and you've got to be able to separate yourself. I wouldn't be horribly surprised if Ohio State gets a lead and they just try to pour it on.
Yeah, I agree.
At 6:30, we've got number 16 NC State going to Wake Forest. Wake Forest was undefeated before last week. Wake Forest is -2. I love Wake Forest here. I don't think NC State's that good. I think Wake Forest is going to have a big bounce back after their embarrassing loss last week to Carolina. You guys going against me here?
I wouldn't say I'm going against you, but if this is anything like the game against North Carolina, I'm taking the over.
Yeah, I agree. It's kind of what I was thinking too. But neither defense is all that just impressive, and Wake Forest has proven that they can score anything.
I think it'll be a good game. I think that, like you said, the over there is going to be fun. I think it was really high. But moving in, I had to throw this in for the West Coast games. We've got number 22 San Diego State hosting Nevada at 9:30 p.m., the last game of the night, so we can ride it off into the sunset there. At San Diego State -2.5. Do you think the Wolfpack are going to be able to keep that close? Because -2.5 screams Aztecs in this one.
I don't know, Boomy, but this is a game that you bet and your brain is so fried from the day.
Yeah.
That you really don't even know what's going on. That's either from gambling too much or drinking too much. But this last game is always one of those ones you wake up in the morning and you're like, oh, what did I do? Who did I bet on?
You have the notifications from that game set, and you're like, why was I following? Why do I have 9 notifications from the San Diego State Nevada?
Why did I live bet the over 4 times?
Maddie, you like anything in this matchup?
Well, this game's a little bit of a mind fuck for me because I love Carson Strong, the quarterback for Nevada. I think he's going to be really good in the NFL.
Yeah.
But I've been on San Diego State all season. I pretty much play them every week. I love their defense. Their secondary is really good, but their defensive line is really, really tough. Front seven solid. Carson Strong struggled historically with San Diego State a little bit too. His last 2 years playing against them in the Mountain West. So I don't know where I'm going to end up going on this game. I could see myself probably taking Nevada. It's up to 3 now too, which starts getting a little bit too high, where it's like you got to take the better quarterback more than anything.
Yeah.
Then you get the hidden weapon for San Diego State, that Matt Ariaza, that punter.
That punter, yeah.
82-yard punts and shit. Like, it's unbelievable.
That's insane.
Should be great game. Yeah, it is. It's a great game to end the night on, though. I don't know where I'm going to go on that one yet, but I really do like looking forward to that game.
Yeah, I love San Diego State, but I tend to be wrong in college football. I've very wrong this year. All right, boys, as we know, fall is deeply upon us here, and we got some everyday Madden ratings for the fall. I've got to start off going back to your sinkers, Zach. How are you guys at raking leaves?
I had to give myself about a 75.
Ooh.
But I use like a leaf blower. I usually don't.
Okay.
I do it.
It's like steroids in baseball.
Yeah, I do it the quick way.
I don't hate that at all. Maddie, you're the leaf expert around here. Got to bag them and everything.
84.
Ooh.
Solid.
Damn.
Long-time veteran. Been doing it for a long time. Still, you know what you're going to get from me every Saturday morning.
I love that. I am maybe a 12 because I grew up on a farm. We just didn't have that many trees, so we never even raked leaves. I've maybe raked leaves 3 times in my life. I have leaves out here, but I don't care. I don't ever. We've lived in this house like 7 years. I've never raked a single leaf. I could care less. I will just mow over top of them. That's
not a bad way to go about it.
No, it's easier. It's more fun for me to get on the mower and just mulch it and blow it somewhere. All right, here's a good one, boys. Starting bonfires.
Oof. Well, again, steroids. I would say I'm
Gasoline.
about maybe about a 45. But I've gotten big into those starter logs.
Yeah, these little starter sticks. Those things are perfect.
Easy. But it's like, again, steroids.
Yeah, I'm not rubbing 2 twigs together. I'm lighting 2 ends of a starter stick and stacking some kindling on there, and then start throwing logs on there, baby.
So what's your number?
We'll say another probably. I mean, do I get to factor in the juice?
Oh yeah, it's whatever.
Like, is this 2001 Sosa or what?
You work with what you got. You work with what you got.
All right. I'm gonna go 87.
Wow.
Well,
keep it
roasting. I think
you should have saw how little chunks of wood were left. Dude, it was a perfect bed of ashes on Halloween when I had the fire going. It was perfect.
Respect that. I've never done the starter log. I always just get as many like little twigs and branches.
Yeah, they're actually little starter sticks now. You don't even have to use the log. They're like that. They're
no, I didn't even know about that. I'm way behind. I'm still living in the 1800s.
Throw some stuff on there, you'll be good to go.
Well, I think if you took into fact that I don't use the starter stuff, like I'm pretty good at it. It's something I'm, one of the few outdoorsy things that I'm not terrible at. But I think I'd give myself like a 72, just because I'm really good at finding like a good twig and some leaves, and just
I don't doubt you finding a good twig.
That seems like a personal shot, but all right, I'll take it. 72, we'll go with. Maddie, I know you're going to excel in this one. Yard decorating, whatever holiday it is.
Oh, baby. 87.
I think you're being modest.
I'll see you in about 3 weeks. 87.
Well, see, are we going all seasons?
No, yeah, I focus on that.
Yeah, I didn't know you decorated the yard outside of
the majors, and that's it, dude. I'm not playing.
I don't know. Like, sometimes people put pumpkins out and stuff. I didn't know what.
I just meant like all fall holidays: Halloween, Thanksgiving, Christmas.
I'm bad. I only do Christmas.
You're better than me.
I'll do like I think I should get like a 35 on that.
I don't even know if I can give myself a score. I've never put a yard decoration in my own yard. I used to help my mom every once in a while around Christmas, so I'll go like a 22 just because of pure laziness. Once the weather starts to get cold, I don't go outside that much, and when I do, I'm going to my car to do something else. And I don't put decorations up. Zach has called me many names, a lot of Scrooges over the last couple of years, but I'll take it. I am who I am. All right, I've accepted it. I'm 31 now. Probably not going to change from here on out. And the last one. Oh no, I'm sorry. I got two more. Fall mowing, and I specified this because mowing in the fall is a lot different than summer mowing.
It sucks.
You got to consider layers. You got to consider branches. You got to consider, wet grass. Are you doing the ditches? Are you push mowing the ditches? What are we doing here? What's your rating at fall mowing, fellas?
Well, I'm like an 80.
Yeah, you're kind of a professional at it. You do it like at your job.
I'm a professional mower,
Maddie?
I don't have a very big yard, so from a mowing perspective, it's more just like it's not a long process. So I don't know, 76.
I've gotten better over the years. I had to bring this up because, like I said, it is very different. I feel like there's just way more branches in the yard in the fall. Now, if it's too big, I'll get up and move it. But for the most part, I'm just mulching,
I'm not going to lie. One of the problems with fall mowing is having a dog, and certain landmines get covered by leaves that are on the ground, and you don't see everything that you're supposed to see and get picked up. So there's a little bit of another added problem in the fall.
Very true. I'll give myself like a 77. I'm get the job done. Like I said, I'm kind of lazy though in the aspect of like I just mow over leaves and dog poop and branches, but I'm getting better at judging, the ditches when it comes to the moisture of the ground. It's a little bit more difficult than I anticipated it. And my last one, making chili. Everybody loves chili in the fall. How are you guys at home?
Never made it.
Never made one. Zach, I'm coming over. We're going to make some chili. Matt, I know you probably got one of these incredible, like patented chili recipes.
I wouldn't. Well, my office used to have a chili contest pre-COVID, and obviously sharing community meals in an indoor setting isn't the best thing for offices to do anymore. So we've held off the last couple of years. But 3 years before that, I finished second each of the 3 years. I couldn't get over the hump, so I'm not going to give myself anything that impressive. I'm going to say like an 81.
I'll go like 72. Good enough in a pinch. Get enough of the the right ingredients. A lot of it, honestly, I'm just following what my wife tells me to put in there. But I like
throwing chorizo in as an added meat. I like usually it's ground beef, and then I'll throw some chorizo in there too.
I love that. That's a great pick there, Maddie. Like a 70, mid-70s, I'll give myself. It's something. It's an easy thing too. You throw it in the crock pot, you let it sit, and then
I'm at a 0.
We're gonna have to do some content on that. We're gonna teach Zach how to make some chili. Let's move into the Week 10 NFL pick show. Little recap on this. Literally every single one of us went 3-3 last weekend. I am at 29. So
what does that mean?
It means somehow you're still in first place.
Maddie, first place over here.
It's too bad. I usually look forward to hearing how great Boomy is every week. So
don't worry, I'll tell you because I'll be back in first place here very shortly. No need to worry.
I'm trailing Zach.
I also had the same amount of losses as you, so I don't know. It's closer than you think. I'm at 29, 25, and 2. Zach is in first at 31 and 25, and Matt is at 24 and 32, slowly falling away from the pack. Sorry, Matt, I had to do it. Let's get started on our noon games.
This guy.
Sorry.
Oh, shit.
Take a jab at me. I'm going to jab back, all right?
He didn't say it. I did.
No, he made the comment about hearing how great I am because –
oh, look at this guy. All defensive Boomy.
Hey, can only poke the bear for so long, all right?
Well, I'm winning, so I will.
All right. Just remember who's won it the last 2 years. No need to bring that up.
I think it's just 1 year.
No,
the 1 year, I think you just kept your own stats.
I've got the paperwork to prove it.
Yeah,
You can check the paperwork. I'm starting off. Give me the Tennessee Titans -3 at home versus the Saints. I think the Saints stink. I think Taysom Hill stinks. I think Trevor Siemian stinks. They lost to I keep saying the Atlanta Hawks. I must have basketball in my mind. They lost to the Atlanta Falcons last week. I think Tennessee is a much better team. I think that they're going to be able to put them away pretty easily here. I've also got the Dallas Cowboys -9. They have the Falcons. I think last week was kind of a flash in the pan. I think that on both ends, I think that Atlanta overachieved last week, and obviously Dallas underachieved very, very heavily last week. So I will take those two favorites in the noon games.
I'm going to be taking the Patriots -2.5 at home against the Browns, and Tampa Bay -9.5 visiting the Washington football team.
I agree with Zach. I'm taking New England.
I think this is also like we saw how you see that bounce back. I think it'll be a quick turnaround.
Yeah, me too.
I'm gonna take New England as well, -2.5. I agree with Zach. I think that's a good spot for Mac Jones. I think New England's been playing really well, and Cleveland's going to have a little bit of a letdown, I think, at some point with all the drama they've had. It's going to catch up 1 week here and there. New England's been playing really tough. The other one I'm going to go against Boomy on a game, and I'm going to take Atlanta. I think a lot of people are thinking the exact same thing Boomy is, and going on that bounce back for Dallas. I think Atlanta is actually a better team than people think. Matt Ryan's looks a little rejuvenated. He's got, he's still got good weapons. Defense.
Well, Kyle Pitts, I'll give you that, Matt. Kyle Pitts has turned in
a fucking freak, dude. That dude's awesome. But the defense has been a lot better too this year than they've been the last few. So I think Atlanta's going to keep that thing close.
We shall find out. Moving to the afternoon games, there's something about the Minnesota Vikings that I don't know and I can't trust, and I hate them. So I will take the Los Angeles Chargers -3 at home versus the Vikings. I just think they're a better football team, and I know sometimes it doesn't always come down to that, but the Chargers haven't played great lately. The Vikings gave the Ravens a run for their money last week, but I think the Chargers are going to get things right at home. I'm also going to take the Carolina Panthers +10.5 at Arizona. I think Arizona coming off of last week, obviously they're missing weapons, and I don't know if you can duplicate that and just ram it down someone's throat. I don't think Carolina's that good, but at the end of the day, 10.5 points is a lot to cover.
I'm going to take the Seahawks +3 at Lambeau. This team, I don't know if they can trust Aaron Rodgers. I don't know about that.
Jesus.
And then I'm also taking the Chargers -3.5 against the Vikings.
I'll give it to you at -3. That's what I had it at.
Oh, my bad. Yeah.
You're good.
In Minnesota against the Vikings.
A little scary, boys. I also got the Chargers. So P-Goy is probably going to fade us when he posts his. I do think I think the Chargers are going to handle their business. It's at home. 3 points seems like it does maybe feel like a bit of a trap, but you know what? I'm going to drive right in. Another one, it might feel like a little bit of a trap that I'm going to jump into, as well as Denver laying 2.5. I don't think Philly's a good team. I don't think Denver's a great team. Denver is only laying 2.5, at home. Their defense is way better than Philly's. Their defense is tough. I think they showed that last week when they kind of took Dallas to the woodshed, and I think it's another good spot for Denver here at home. Jalen Hurts, what's that? Did he really do anything for you? It doesn't for me. So,
Matt, I'm glad you took that pick. I wrote that down originally, but there was something about it that, like you said, it seems trappy, and I don't know. I really do like that pick. If I had one more to pick in the afternoon, it'd probably be that one. Because Denver looked really good last week, and like you said, Philly, there's nothing about the Eagles that make you want to trust them or put money on them. They confuse the hell out of me. Let's move into the Sunday night game. We got the Chiefs going to the Raiders. Chiefs are a 2-point favorite. I keep going back to the well on this one. Kansas City's not a good football team right now, but I also think that the magic in, all the turnover in Las Vegas has run out. We saw it last week, and they lost to the Giants. I think you're going to see the same thing again. I'm going to take the Chiefs -2.5.
I'm with you, Boomy.
Yep, I agree. I think at some point the overcorrection is going to take place. I think this might be it. I think only getting a field goal or landing a field goal, on the road against a team in turmoil, and like the Rich Bisaccia it's a good story again. At some point, it's gonna catch up. I feel like.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna take the Chiefs as well.
Monday Night Football, the LA Rams are heading to the 49ers. Obviously, OBJ just signing with the Rams. I don't believe he'll be active this week. But the Rams are only a 4.5-point favorite. Give me the Rams.
3.5.
I'm with you. This 49ers team is not good.
It's done. Yeah.
I love George Kittle. I love George Kittle. But this Rams team, you'd think they got to figure it out after last week.
And this number seems so weird to me because I think on paper, and most people be like, clearly the Rams are better, but.
I would have guessed if you would have told me blind, I would have said this is a 7-point spread.
That's exactly what I thought. So it does worry me that it's so low, but I can't bring it upon myself.
It's a total mindfuck game, and I don't know what I'm. If I had to say I'm betting this game right now, I would take the Rams at 3.5. They're the better team, so I'm putting me down for the Rams. That one I might flip on that one though. That I'll tell you right now.
Yeah, there's just something weird about it, and I can't quite put my finger on it, but that number just seems way too low.
It's a true rat line. Like that is a rat line of all rat lines.
Yeah, it's hard to figure out. Make sure you're paying attention. We will get the picks out on Twitter here before the games on Sunday. Make sure you are following along. But as always, let's wrap the show up with the TCF top 3. We have college basketball kicking off this week. We had our first game on Tuesday. We're going to do our top 3 college basketball arenas. And Zach, why don't you go ahead and get us started?
I'm going to go with a place that I think would be awesome to just play at. Hinkle Fieldhouse, Butler, old school. That just looks awesome.
That's a good choice. I think it's like the old school one. Everybody's seen it in Hoosiers and, the windows and everything that goes on in there. I think that's a good choice there, Zach. Matt, what do you got for your first round pick?
I want the wrap. Around. You take second.
All right, I'll go second. Give me Assembly Hall at Indiana University. I actually got to manage a game when I was at NIU on that court, and that stadium, the whole arena, I mean, it's massive. I love the student section at the end, obviously all the history there, but it is a very cool arena. It'd be really cool to catch like a big, Big Ten game in there. So, Matt, you got the wraparound.
All right, I'm going to go Homer pick first. I'm going to take the Dean E. Smith Center in Chapel Hill.
I thought about taking that just to be a dick.
I wouldn't blame you. That's fine. But
it's a great stadium though too.
It's a great stadium. It's a huge place. Holds a little over 20,000. Great logo at center court with the state cutout and everything. Cool colors. Crowd's a little bit weak, a little quiet, but the stadium itself is awesome. Really cool looking stadium from the outside too. It's kind of like it was built in the mid '80s, so kind of has that definite like Breakfast Club vibe, like like the gymnasium there from the outside. But I'm gonna take the Smith Center. My second one, Allen Fieldhouse, dude. Rock Chalk Jayhawk. I don't like Kansas, but that place is it's on my bucket list to get to. And the crowd with the Rock Chalk Jayhawk chant and just the Phog Allen Fieldhouse has got to be a place to get to.
That's a good one. I'm going to stay in the Big Ten for my second round pick, and I'm going to Minnesota, the Barn. I got to manage my first collegiate game with NIU on this court. But it is the elevated floor, the old school, ceiling, a very high rounded ceiling. It's a great arena. And it's not like there's some elevated floors. This thing's elevated like 3 feet. And there's just something different about it. I love the Barn. I always have. It'll always have a soft spot with me. Zach, what are your wraparound picks for your second and third?
I'm going to go with the Carrier Dome because that'd be insane to play in front of that many people.
Yep.
It's
enormous.
Oh, it's huge. And then I'm going to go with Memorial Gym for pretty much the same reason as Vanderbilt. The floor looks awesome.
Which one? Memorial is?
It's Vanderbilt. It's the elevated
where they
floor.
got the benches around the baselines.
I was going to take that too. That was what I was saving for my 3rd-round pick. You beat me to it. Damn. And I snuck into that stadium once. It's incredible.
Looks awesome.
It feels like
I would love to watch a game at that level, like where you sit at.
Well, it's insane because like it's set up as like an old school like auditorium almost, and like obviously the seating goes up a long way, but like the sideways. That's why it's sideways, is so that you can see it in like an auditorium style. But me and my brother and my wife snuck in there a couple summers ago, and it is really kind of surreal to see that sideways facing court. Damn, Zach, you put me in a tough spot here.
Oh darn!
I could take Duke just to piss Matt off.
You can take Duke just to ruin the draft.
Well, semantics here. I'm going to take Eddie Sutton Court, Oklahoma State. I don't know what it is. It seems like every time I watch a game at Oklahoma State, I know like immediately, not even looking at the court, but there's like the dividing line between like the people, like sideline, and then there's like 10 feet, and then the students right above it. I don't know what it is. It's always been one that's just stuck out to me. Might be a bad pick. I don't care. I like it. Oklahoma State's usually, somewhere in the conversation. And it always seems like there's big games going on there. And then the student section right behind the hoop. I like Oklahoma State. I'll take that as my 3rd-round pick.
Did someone take Hinkle? I'm sorry.
Yeah, Zach took it in the 1st round.
That's what I thought. That's a good pick, too. Fuck. That place is – just talk about, like, one of those quaint little gyms, man. It's just like, I don't know. Yeah. That's a cool place. I hate the place. I really do. But I got to go to one that I've been to, and that's Rupp Arena. That place is – those people are nuts for college buckets. Say what you want about Big Blue Nation. They're absolute fucking lunatics. Absolute lunatics, especially when you're there. But a fun place to see a game. And just – I don't know. They got like 8 titles, 9 titles, tons of history there. The stadium's enormous, but it's super loud. And, like, it just felt like all the seats – we were pretty high up, but all the seats still felt a little bit on top of the floor a little. Like, I don't know. It just didn't –
like you didn't go straight out. You went –
yeah, it was a really cool place to see a game. It felt like you're, like, walking through a little bit of a shopping mall to get into the place because it's, like, just attached to, like, this, basically a mall there. But, I don't know. Cool place to see a game for sure.
I had an honorable mention I wanted to bring up, and that's the Pit at New Mexico, where if you walk in – you have to walk down underground basically and like the whole crowd is just on top of people. That's a good one. I don't know any other ones we forgot. Cameron Indoor. You guys can hate Duke all you want. That's a great stadium. It's small, but I mean, if people are literally on top of the game, I like it.
The Palestra at Penn, where
yes, I was looking at that picture.
Like almost 100 years now.
Yes, and then Villanova's on-campus court is pretty good too. Any others, Zach? Any other ones we forgot?
Breslin Center, Michigan State's a cool gym.
Yeah.
Dayton's always a cool place to watch games, it looks like, on TV too.
And you always got the first 4 there. That's a good one. I will say of the ones I've been to, Iowa was really – I mean, it's not even on most people's top 25 list, but I did enjoy Iowa's arena. It's very big, and it seems like it goes on. I
hate Iowa.
I'm not a big fan, but I'm not the biggest fan, but it is what it is. Zach, any other ones we forgot?
I think that's about it.
All right. Well, we thank you for joining us for episode 120 of Typical Chicago Fans. Make sure to follow us on Twitter at @typical_Chicago. Head to the Facebook and Instagram pages. Subscribe on YouTube for all the content in video form. Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Spreaker, Google Podcasts. Wherever you get your podcasts, we are there. Make sure to check out our sponsor, Connect Roasters Coffee, connectroasters.com, and at Connect Roasters on Twitter. Beer Baseball Repeat for your Typical Chicago Fans merch. Make sure you check them out, get them ordered so you get them for Christmas. But make sure you follow Zach at Z, Lilia TCF, Maddie at schools_01. You can follow me on Twitter at BoomyTCF. But most of all, thank you for joining us. That was episode 120 of Typical Chicago Fans. We love you all.
Peace.